What's your favorite character in a game? What is your favorite game? What is your favorite type of game? This is Rakino's Question of the Week. Hey everybody, what's up? I am Rakino, your host, and we are back with another Question of the Week. Um, some people may be wondering why I have a foamy on here, and I have this thing here. It honestly, I don't really need the woofer here, whatever you call it. I just put it on there because I didn't want it sitting around over here. It was like, well, I just put it on. It's an easy place to put it. And the sound quality sounds good, so what the heck, right? So last week's question was a Father's Day special. The reason why I haven't posted any games, I said last week I was going to do 2 new games that I haven't played before, and then I was going to do the live stream, and I did not do any of those 3 things. I did do Question of the Week. It was a Father's Day special. Excuse me. And that question was, what do you remember growing up? What game do you remember playing with your parents or your dad or your mom? Or if you're adopted, your whoever was your adoptee, I guess, or whoever you looked up to. That works perfectly fine. That was last week's question. No responses yet, but I got some views and some thumbs ups, which is nice. So thank you for watching the video. So this week's question is going to be a little different. I'm going to do 2 questions. The first question is, here we go. I'm going to put it up on top of the screen. First question is, what villain is your favorite villain in a video game? So there are tons of different games and different villains. Almost every game has a villain in it. Just about. Would it be? Oh man, I don't even know where to start. Would it be Bowser? You know, would it be Ganon from Zelda or whatever? I think his name is Ganon. There's just so many different villains. Would it be the Joker from the Batman series or the Dark Knight series or Arkham Asylum series? There's so many different ones to choose from, but I'm gonna leave you with that. I don't want to. I'm only gonna say those 3 because 3 or 4 because I don't want to put any ideas in your head. I want you to really. I hope that question you were like immediately one popped in your brain. I don't want to give you a bunch of different villains because I don't want to confuse you or alter your mind on what you thought. Which one stood out to you? Because apparently, if it pops on your head the first thing, then that means it had an effect on you personally for some odd reason. Okay, that was the first question of the week. The second question of the week is going to be, if you could reboot an old game that hasn't been rebooted yet, and you might have to do some research on this. You might have to actually look up the game and see if they made another game for it. So you can't say, I wouldn't say you should say Star Wars because there's been so many different ones. I guess if you want to I guess you could say Pod Racer or Speed Racer because that one was, they did do another one. They did 2 of them. I'm pretty sure they did 2 of them, but more than I'd say 10 years old. That's a good time difference. So we've seen a lot of them, and I wouldn't say games that are series games because for instance Uncharted I love Uncharted, so that's why I'm gonna bring that one up. Uncharted, I mean, they've had the first game came out when the PlayStation 3 came out, and that's damn near over 10 years old or over 10 years old. So I wouldn't say Uncharted. Let's redo the series. No, because they've continued to bring out games. I'm talking about maybe a standalone game or an old series that's over 10 years old that hasn't been redone. So we have the Crash Bandicoot that's coming out. That's been announced. We've had Sonic, and we've had a bunch of different games. We've had the Tomb Raider come out, rebooted. I don't know. I feel like they've rebooted that series 2 times. They did Spider-Man. They brought Spider-Man back. There's a newer Spider-Man game coming out, Miles version of it, which you know, if you know who that is, that was in that animated movie that came out, which was really, really good. Um, what else did they recently remake? I'm pretty sure Metal Solid, they're coming back out with that. Um, Marvel's done a ton of stuff, so I wouldn't really dive into that one too much. But what other games would you like to see rebooted that haven't been done yet that you think would be great as a reboot? I think one for me, what I would like to see is them attempt to do Perfect Dark. That was a great shooter like GoldenEye. Um, I mean, GoldenEye would be a cool one to reboot, but I don't know when the last 007 game came out. But Perfect Dark, I only remember them bringing out two. It was Perfect Dark original, which was awesome storyline, and I was, it was a surprise. Um, and then you had um, the Perfect Dark that came out on the Nintendo GameCube. So then I never played that one, so I don't know how that one ended up being. But I think that would be a cool one to revisit and reboot. I feel like 007 games have kind of just faded away. They've kind of gone away from those secret agent games, sort of. They have some newer ones. They've done like Hitman, that's kind of in that realm. They've done a few of those, but like straight up, like hardcore agency, like I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. You guys let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Is there one out there that I'm not aware of that is just like those, but modern day? I don't know. But yeah, so second question, what old game do you want to see rebooted? There are a ton of them that probably could use an upgrade. But yeah, so let me know. Let me know in the comments. The reason why also, I don't know if I said the reason why I didn't post is because I got sick, a little sick from the youngin I have, and that's why I hadn't really done much lately. So forgive me for that. I hope you all enjoyed this week's two questions. Let me know in the comments what you think. Give it a thumbs up if you like the video. Also, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, on Twitter. Twitter, by the way, like I said last video, I do a lot of retweeting of a lot of politics, but awesome pictures, videos, a lot of different things. That's more of like my personal account, so don't be offended. You'll see I support the Republican side. So that is on my Twitter. You'll see that. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to like it. Just move on. Don't follow me on there if you don't want me. If you don't want to, it's fine. But yeah, Instagram. You can follow me there, and also on Facebook. I think that's it. Let me know. You guys have a question for me on this video or any of my other videos, or just a question for me, period. Leave it in the comments. I'll reply back, unless I have like 1,000 followers, which I don't. Then it might be a little hard to respond to everybody. But for now, yes, I will respond. So let me know. Catch y'all later. Bye. How many games have you played? What's the scariest game you've ever played? What's the most action-packed game you've ever played? What is the longest amount of time you've ever played a game? Wait a minute. Are we actually in a game?